Good day, friends. Welcome to another video on the Python Novice to Pro channel. In today's video, I want to inform you that I will now be creating videos on SQL. SQL means the structured query language, and SQL has been used to manipulate data for decades. So I'll show you how to download and use the farmers market database that I'll be using for the SQL queries when making the videos, because it's very important that you have the farmers market database so you can follow along with the SQL videos. But first, you might ask, this is a channel for Python, so why do I decide to add videos on SQL to this channel? Well, some of my viewers, some of my subscribers requested for it, and I looked into their requests and I realized that they had a reason, that it was very reasonable that I add SQL programming to this channel. First of all, SQL is an in-demand skill. If you go through job postings on Indeed, you'll find that SQL is posted twice more than Python programming language, because it's used by a lot of businesses in their data manipulation. So I realized that if one wants to work with data, for example, you want to be a data analyst or a data scientist, you need to have a knowledge of SQL. And also SQL is easy to use, it's easy to learn, and it's portable. With a knowledge of SQL, you have lots of job opportunities. You have more job opportunities if you are in a data centric career than if you just have a knowledge of Python. So it's for these reasons that I decided that adding SQL to my Python channel will benefit you, my viewers. Now, how do you download the farmers market database? I've made it easy for you by providing the farmers market database in my Google Drive. You can see it here. So in the description to this video, you will see the link to download it from the Google Drive. I zipped the database along with some instructions. If you unzip the file, these are the zip file, these are the files you find in it. You find the database as part of the files. Then you find the instructions for setting up the database. So let me show you some of the instructions you have to follow. First, after downloading the database, you have to download and install the MySQL server, and then you have to download and install the MySQL workbench. We use both of these while running the SQL queries. Then after you have gone through this, the next thing you need to do here is you then need to connect your IDE to the MySQL server. If you prefer, you can run the examples in the videos on the MySQL workbench, but I discovered that the workbench is not too friendly to the eyes. So I decided that I'll be using an IDE to run the queries. But if you prefer the workbench, no problem. But the IDE I use is VSCode. So to use VSCode to run your queries, you need an extension. Most IDEs come with extension. VSCode comes with an extension, and you can get a good VSCode extension from this Gigs for Gigs article. I'll put the link to this article also in the video description. The extension is called the MySQL Management Tool. you can install it and follow through with the instructions in the gigs4gigs.org page. There are two ways you can use the extension. First, it uses the new authentication or the old authentication. So try the new authentication method and the old authentication to see which one will work. And I'd like to tell you that while you are installing the MySQL server and the MySQL workbench, any username and password you are using, write them down, put them in a location where you can get them again, because the VSCode extension will make use of those usernames and passwords, especially when you need to create a new username and password from the gigs4gigs page. You write all those things down. Now let me show you briefly how you can use the VSCode extension. For example, using the VSCode extension, when you successfully load the extension, you will see a tab here called MySQL. You can see here that I already I've connected to my SQL server, and I have the farmers market database. So let me just show you how it works, so you see how excellent and how wonderful it is. I'll run a new query. These are what you will learn in my future videos. I'll just say, let me show you all the rows in the boot table. Farmers market boot. Then after writing the SQL code, I'll right click and run my SQL query. You can see it has successfully run. It's showing us that the boot table has 4 columns, and these are some of the rows from the column. The select star just says that display all the information in the boot table, including all the columns and all the rows. So this is the result you can see on the right. You can see that this is great. Yes, this is very, very great. And using an ID is very eye friendly. You can clearly see what has been done. It's very eye friendly compared to using the MySQL workbench. So thank you very much for watching this video. I will encourage you to subscribe and to like the video, and watch out for more SQL queries along with more SQL videos in accompanying the Python videos that I will be posting. So just stay tuned. I'm very sure that in this 2023 you'll get there in your tech journey, in your data centric career. You get there, and we'll see you on the other side.